Good day to you all. Welcome to the University of Arkansas. My name is Lawrence Hare. I'm an associate professor in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I'm the director of the International and Global Studies program. If you're interested in an academic program and career pathways that involve global engagement and intercultural affairs and competencies, then our program might be right for you. And so, since you're here for convocation, I thought I would take a few minutes and talk to you a little bit about what our program is and what it offers for you. So we are an autonomous interdisciplinary program housed within the Department of Political Science. But we work with departments and programs all over the university. These are our offices on the second floor of Old Main, but this is where we work. And we are a program that studies global integration processes and the issues that emerge from those. So we look at international relations and cultural exchange, et cetera. And we also look at key global issues and human rights and peace building, poverty and food security, et cetera, et cetera. And what makes our program so cool is that we look at these issues and processes from a multidisciplinary lens. So students in our program consider these issues from historical, political, social, cultural, economic, geographical perspectives. And what we do is we end up training students to be well-rounded, to think outside the box and look at issues in a new way. And we also emphasize the development of solutions and policies to address these issues. So our program has about 200 majors. These are really high-end students. Nearly half of our program are either start out as honor students with us or they enter the honors program once they come in. So we're really good at working with honor students. We produce about 15 to 20 honors theses per year. We do a lot of one-on-one mentorship with our students. About 80% of our students do a second major. They'll do international and global studies and then something else, or they'll do our program and 2 minors or something. So there's a lot of expansive learning, and we then use that honors experience and that research thesis to integrate those together to create a career trajectory for students. So our majors tend to be students who are interested, of course, in international affairs, but we're also interested in an interdisciplinary learning environment. So if you're the kind of student who's into everything, like you like history, you like geography, you like all that stuff, then this is a great place to come because we're going to introduce you to all of that and we're going to work in all of those frames throughout your career. If you're also thinking ahead and you're interested in working either in an international environment, if you're the type of student that likes to travel and likes to explore, or you're going to work stateside and you see yourself working in an intercultural environment, we're also a good program for you. And then finally, we draw students who want to be change makers, who want to make a difference in global issues. And when we do career development with students, we push past the job titles and we focus on accomplishments. So a student may come and say, well, I want to be a lawyer, and we'll interrogate that, and maybe that student is really interested in making a difference in human rights. So law school might totally be appropriate, and we can prepare for that. But at the same time, we want to broaden the range of success for that student and say, well, let's keep exploring, and maybe law is the right pathway, but you could also go into the NGO sector or into the government sector or work in academia. There's a whole lot of ways to define success based on the kind of change and the kind of contribution that this student wants to make. So let me tell you a little bit about how our curriculum works. We offer a Bachelor of Arts in International and Global Studies. We have 3 concentrations, and the student can choose one of those concentrations. It's possible for a student to do more than one concentration. So our 3 are, one is a focus on European and transatlantic affairs. We have another on the Global South, which is a trans-regional concentration that looks at development issues and conflict and energy, climate, all of those issues that cut across Latin America, Africa, and Middle East. And then we have a concentration in peace, security, and human rights. And then we have core courses within our program that students take. And then we also have partner courses that fill out the concentrations and provide that interdisciplinary focus. So in the course of your career with us, you might take courses in history and in poli-sci or in anthropology, we do want you to take a foreign language with us, et cetera, et cetera. And then finally, to round out the degree and really enhance that transcript, we want all of our students to get an extracurricular experience, or preferably multiple extracurricular experiences. So that can be an internship, it can be a volunteer experience, it can be a research, and as honor students, you're almost certainly going to do research with us, or it can be study abroad. And a lot of our students don't require study abroad, but a lot of our students do it partly because the Honors College provides so much funding to support students for study abroad. And then we have scholarships within our program that also do the same. And we have funding opportunities to support internships. So these are just some of the things that you'll learn in our program. And some of these things are content areas, so theory, international communication, global history, human rights issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then others are skill areas. So we're going to teach you research and analysis skills, intercultural competency skills. You will increase your proficiency in language. You can have the opportunity to learn and practice social innovation skills, negotiation and mediation, et cetera, et cetera. And then as the capstone of our program, we require our majors to get at least 6 credit hours of high impact experience. And that can be a study abroad opportunity. Again, we have a lot of funding for study abroad. We also have tons and tons of opportunities all over the world through our faculty-led programs, through our U of A Rome Center campus, which is here, just a few blocks from the Vatican, and then through our third-party partners. And so, for example, this is a student who spent a semester in all places in Mongolia, and then this student here did an international internship in West Africa. Another student interned with the UN and took a Razorback flag along. And then, of course, we have some on-campus experiences. So, for example, here's a meeting with the British ambassador that took place in the Honors College, a fireside chat, if you will. We also really emphasize work experience and internships. We run about 30 to 40 internships a year. Increasingly, we're offering international internships, and that can be done on-site or it can be done virtually. And we do now have some scholarship money to support virtual internships. We're running a number of those in Rome in the spring. And then we also connect with the Peace Corps certificate program. So if you're doing volunteer work, you can bring your volunteer time into your curriculum and combine that with some of your courses in language training and earn a Peace Corps certificate, regardless of whether you go into Peace Corps. It's there to help tie together the things in your transcript. One of the newest things that we're doing that we're really excited about is the Arkansas Global Changemakers program. And in this program, we look at how global issues impact communities here in Arkansas. So for example, in the spring of 2021, we're going to offer a signature seminar through the Honors College where we're going to look at the network of social change agencies, government, nonprofit, NGO, academic, et cetera, that work on issues related to food security in Northwest Arkansas. And we're going to enter into a dialogue in real time with students, faculty, and community partners in Barcelona, Spain. And we're going to compare notes. We're going to learn how a different cultural group understands a problem and approaches that problem. And then we're going to enter into a dialogue with them with the goal of learning from one another. What can we learn from Barcelona, which is a social business city, a social innovation hub that can help us in Northwest Arkansas improve the problem of hunger, and what can they learn from us? So it should be an interesting dialogue. And then, of course, we have a study abroad component, 2 weeks in May, an option for students to go to Barcelona. And then in the next year, we're going to look at some issues related to sustainability and housing access in Northwest Arkansas and then in Scandinavia as a partnership with the College of Architecture. So lots of opportunities for students to study and learn and see how things are impacting us at home, and then to be hands-on in developing solutions to these problems. So we have had some really good career outcomes in our program. And what I've done here is I've pulled from our LinkedIn alumni network, which is about 400 people now, and put together a list of some of the career outcomes that we've seen mostly within the last 5 years. And what you see is that our horizons in our program are quite broad. So we have a number of students who are going to work in the public sector, whether through the U.S. military. Here's Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, working for the Senate. We also have a number of people who are working through in the NGO sector for nonprofit agencies or in academia. And then we also have a number of students who are working in the corporate sector. So we have our recent alum who went into the military for a while in intelligence after our program came out, and now works for the Walmart Home Office, another who now works for Amazon in global analytics. And then of course we have a number of students who will go into legal careers, and they'll either come back and work for a firm, or they'll go take that experience and parlay it into a different career area. And then a variety of others in journalism, or in sales, or in other types of career sectors. A lot of our students, after they finish our Bachelor of Arts program, go on to a post-baccalaureate, a graduate, or a law school, or even a medical school. So we actually have a student finishing up Kansas School of Medicine. We have another at Michigan School of Global Health, the medical diplomacy program in Salamanca, and then a pretty impressive range of graduate school placements that we've seen in the last few years. We just had a student finish up at George Washington's master's program in security. Another student is wrapping up a program at Arizona State School of Global Management. From these three students here, this student is finished up at London School of Economics and is on his way to Cambridge for an MPhil. She is wrapping up a law school degree at Northeastern, and this student is finishing up a grad school program at the University of Oklahoma, and is now interning with the Organization of American States. So we're really proud, and all three of these are honor students, and these are their finished honors theses on the day that they defended and were ready to move on. So we're incredibly proud of our honor students, and I have to give like almost all the credit to them, because they're phenomenal students and they work really hard. But one of the reasons that we're seeing this kind of success is that we've structured our program to facilitate a lot of one-on-one mentorship. So if you come into the program, we strongly urge you to reach out to us early, start having those kinds of conversations where we can identify your interests and your values, and start helping you plot a career trajectory so you can make the most of your major program and then have a successful career. Okay, so if you have questions or want to know more, or want to start a conversation about your own pathway, I invite you to reach out to me at lhare@uark.edu. If you're a parent and you have questions, I invite you to reach out to me. Or if you're interested in another program and you just want to see how you can be connected to ours, that's great as well. And we're happy to have that conversation with you. And with that said, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your convocation. Look forward to seeing you here at the U of A campus next fall. Take care.